And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and final review for I guess you can say, the final chapter in the X-Men saga. Yes, I know the New Mutants is a little late for this review, but I forgot to do it, and I had it set up, but my old computer got messed up, and I lost the file when I was supposed to upload it. So I totally forgot to redo a new video. So here's my review for the New Mutants. I rewatched it again just because I watched it before and then I totally forgot about it, and then obviously I had it uploaded in my computer. It got damaged. Have to get a new one. New one's coming in soon. And so now I'm just starting all over. So I finally rewatched it again, and this movie does star Alan Taylor-Joy. I probably butcher her name. And of course, the stars also Blue Hearn. I probably butchered that as well. She plays Danielle Moonstar. She's basically the main star of the movie. Basically, the New Mutants tells her story of her, I guess, if you want to call it, her discovering her powers. And then something happens in where she lives that gets her separated from her father, because her father basically dies. Mysterious way, no idea how, but when you watch the movie, it tells you how it actually happens. But I don't want to spoil anything if anybody has not seen this movie. But so you have Danielle. She goes into, I guess, this hospital. You figure, okay, she's got some cuts and bruises or whatever. But then she finds out that this hospital is basically like a mental hospital in a way. It's basically kind of abandoned, but it's being used to, I guess, test mutants with particular powers that they don't even know how to control, and it helps them control it. Think of the X-Men Institute. You have Charles Xavier. He has his institute. He has kids come in, learn how to use their powers properly. Except in this case, this is abandoned. Nobody knows about this place except there's one doctor who's played by I have the thing here, Alison Bridger. I probably butchered that as well. She observes them. She teaches them how to control their powers. But what is actually the purpose of her helping these kids? So you have Danielle. She's just getting to figure out, okay, I'm a mutant. What am I gonna do now? Then she meets Aaron Taylor-Joy, and then figuring out that she's immune as well. Then all these other kids, they're just stuck there trying to, I guess, coexist with each other and also discover their powers at the same time. And that's basically the gist of the movie. And honestly, when I first saw this movie, and listen, we've been waiting a long time for this movie. This was supposed to be that first rated R film. Not really the first one, but really that first rated R horror film for X-Men. They took a chance when they did Deadpool. Huge success, obviously. Deadpool 2 came out. Logan was a massive hit as well. So they wanted to continue it, and unfortunately, they just kept delaying it. And then, of course, the situation that 2020 has presented itself really furthered the postpone for this movie as well. And now we finally have it. So when I finally watched it, super excited to watch it. And honestly, I watched it again, obviously reasons. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. There are some moments in this movie that have some cool visual spookiness, and I liked all of that stuff. But also, I think they kind of like rushed it in a way. They're like, okay, we don't know what to do with this movie, because this movie was supposed to come out originally, I believe, if I remember correctly, 2015, maybe? No, sorry. 2018. I think it was 2018. I think it was supposed to be after Logan. Logan was 2017. It was around that time period. Anyway, to me, this movie, like I said before, it had great moments, great horror stuff, great action scenes. I thought the action scenes were actually quite well. The acting was okay. They weren't exactly, they got off the streets and it's like, hey, you guys want to act in a movie? These kids knew how to act, and I felt like they were doing really well with the characters. And it just felt like the people who made the movie, they knew that Disney already had the property, and they weren't sure if they were gonna, like, oh, are they gonna reboot the X-Men? What are we gonna do? So let's just shove everything into it so we can rush it out and we're like, yeah, this happens and then this happens. This actually has a tie-in to Logan. So if you've seen Logan, you would see this little scene here that ties into Logan and you will notice it right away. I don't want to spoil it because, you know what? I'm going to spoil it just because it's already been out. I should have had this review out a long time ago, and I apologize again for not having it out. But if you don't want to know, cut off right here. But it's just a quick thing. Basically, they find like this like hard drive, and they plug it in. They look at the footage, and they find out that it's connected to the facility that Logan saw in a video camera that Weapon X-23 had. Remember when X-23 was locked in her own facility in Mexico? Same organization. So basically, it's the same company funding this doctor to test out these mutants, to basically weaponize them, you know. And if you want to tie into more to the X-Men lore, this actually ties into Mr. Sinister, which kind of means that I think they were trying to give us Mr. Sinister, but unfortunately we can't get Mr. Sinister now moving forward unless Disney decides to make a New Mutant sequel. I doubt it, but we get what we get. And you know, the way this movie ends also, it just ends where the team is free. They can do whatever they want now, but where do they go from here? Do they go find the X-Men? Do they go find somewhere else to go to? You know, what's going on? We still don't even know what time period this is. Yes, it showed the footage of, you know, the whole Logan thing with, you know, the little girl X-23 in Mexico when she was being detained in that facility. We don't know what time period after that happened. You know, this could take place after Logan's death, maybe before Logan, maybe before Days of Future Past. We don't know. But the footage happened sometime between these two movies, and these kids at the end of the movie, I guess they go their separate ways, or they stay together and they just disappear. And I'm pretty sure if there was a sequel, Mr. Sinister, or he'll send somebody to go after them. But unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. So, I thought the New Mutants was fine. You know, a little late for it, unfortunately. But, you know, if the X-Men and the Fox brand was still one thing, we would definitely get a sequel to this movie, because there's so many questions and so many, you know, answers that we need. But yet, since, you know, they were in, I guess, a rush to make this movie, they just started slapping everything around. They're like, oh, let's just throw in X-Men stuff. Let's just throw in Logan stuff, so that way they can just finish the saga and then put it up on a crumpled paper and then toss it to Disney and be like, hey, good luck with you with that. You know, good luck rebooting the franchise. Did they ruin it? Sure, you can say that, but you know, X-Men gave us a great run. I love all the X-Men movies. I enjoyed the New Mutants. I thought it was a fun little movie. But tying all the little stuff that adds up to the other X-Men movies, I think it was a waste. If this was just a regular X-Men movie that had no ties into any of the other franchises, to the other movies at all, then I would be like, okay, cool little X-Men movie to say goodbye to the franchise. Because we know we're going to get a rebooted version of this down the road in sometime, hopefully after Phase 5, maybe even beginning of Phase 6 for all we know in the MCU. But we just have to wait and see. But yeah, I apologize again for giving you this review late. But like I said before, my computer kind of got messed up and I totally forgot to put in a thumb drive and do it again. But unfortunately, I totally forgot. My new computer's on the way. And I rewatched it again just so I can remember what actually happened in the movie. Because when I first saw it, it was a while ago. Back when movie theaters were still open, but very cautious because of the whole situation. And then unfortunately everything shut down, and I had to wait for it to come out to DVD and get it again, buy it on DVD, and then watch it again. So I can bring it to you. And plus, 2020 is almost over, and I got to get ready for my top 10 best movies of the year and best and worst movies of the year. So who knows where who knows where the New Mutants land in my list? But you have to wait and find out. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about the New Mutants. If you guys saw it early, late, just now, you didn't even know they came out this year. Yeah, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Thank you very much and have a good day.